And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Bushnell Prairie City High School. It's night number 3 of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. The Illini Bluffs Tigers are the visiting team. Well, you know, these scoreboards now, they're all fancy, so nobody's visitor or home. The Tigers are the Tigers on the scoreboard. And the Bombers of Macomb High School will be the home team in the scorebook tonight. I'm Dwayne Hewlett. Kelly Sears back alongside again tonight. It's cool to have Kelly back. And I apologize in advance, folks, because I'm sure at some point we're going to start talking about racing.
Well, we might. You never know.
Never know. And Miles on a camera tonight. Kelly, of course, helped us with some games last year and then has been around the Macomb School District for a year or two, and now he's not been around for a year or two. So, well, I mean, you're still around, but you're not there, are you?
No, I'm not there. I'm retired, and you can find me on Shady Lane at my shop most of the time, working on something.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it retirement, I don't suppose, can you?
No, I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Well, the Bombers enjoyed their opening contest against West Hancock. Got a big win, 54-39 over West Hancock on night number 1. So Bombers of Macomb and Spartans of BPC were the two teams that were off last night. The Illini Bluffs Tigers played the West Prairie Cyclones last night as their first game. So the two teams not playing tonight are Illini West and West Hancock, who are both 1-1 in the tournament now. So we're getting ready for the starting lineups. They'll look like this. Jake Croxton, the in-house announcer, you'll probably be able to hear him in the background. Nick Stevenson, a senior for Illini Bluffs. Connor Watson, a junior for the Bombers, will start. Number 22, Toby Cooper, a freshman, will start. A 5'10 senior, Connor Ham, will start for the Bombers, and he's an all-state golfer as well. Number 20, Brandon Coates, will start for the Illini Bluffs Tigers. Number 20, Nolan Kerr, will start for the Bombers. Number 32, Hank Alvey, and for the Bombers. Number 24, Hayden Case, who I was calling Case Hayden the whole time the other night. And the sophomore center is Ben Kazmarek, number 42 for Illini Bluffs. And number 22 for the Bombers is Caden Mainland. He'll wear number 22, and that's how we'll start things off here tonight for this Macomb Illini Bluffs contest. And this is a pair of teams, Kelly, you've been around this game a long time like I have. These are two schools that have a rich history of basketball, aren't they?
Oh, without a doubt. You know, when you talk about Illini Bluffs, you know, in the holiday tournament, they've had some very good runs in the holiday tournament throughout the years. And, you know, Illini Bluffs is another powerhouse in softball. They've always had some great runs over there, but, you know, Illini Bluffs has got a lot of size, but they got a lot of young kids.
So it'll be Cooper and Case to jump it off here to start this contest. 8 minutes on the clock, just about ready to get underway with game number 1 of night number 3 of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic, and it is won by the Tigers of Illini Bluffs. So it's going to come near side to Cooper. Right side it goes to Coates. Coates is going to drive. Runner is off, no good. Ball bounces around, picked up by Watson, and Macomb High will get their first possession of the contest with 7:36 to go here in the first quarter. Ham with it. He's going to go to Mainland. Left side it goes to Kerr. Kerr looks to a cutting Ham, holds it instead. Up top to Watson. Watson for 3, top of the key. It's off, and boy, I thought it was off worse than it was, and then it's rebounded by Mainland, Kelly, but ripped right away by Hank Alvey.
Yeah, Alvey just took it right away from Caden.
And now Watson's going to get a steal, as falling to the floor was Cooper with it for the Tigers. It's going to go back the other way. Now it's going to come near side to Hayden Case. Now up top to Watson. Kerr with it. 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Still no score in the opening game of the evening here for the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. Of course, we'll have tomorrow night off. Mainland has it. Ham's going to drive now. Gets to the baseline. Can't do anything with it. Goes to the corner to Kerr. It's off, no good. Caden Mainland got a hand on it. Couldn't bring it down. He had a little help from Nick Stevenson there with a little forearm shiver to the chest to keep him from getting good position. Up top, it comes to Coates on the dribble. Tried to drive. He was double teamed. Right corner it goes now. That is Stevenson. Pull-up jumpers off, no good. Watson gets fouled, and number 42, Ben Kazmarek, is going to get the foul, and he ripped the mask right off of Connor Watson.
You know, first we had the blood rule where you had to change uniforms. Now if you get a mask tore off, you gotta have a spare mask.
Yeah, you gotta have a bag of masks over there on the bench. That's the reason why you quit coaching, right? You knew the mask rule was coming. You didn't want to have to carry a bag of masks with you, right?
COVID did me in.
Kerr with it far side. He looks down to Ham. 6:10 to go. Still no score here in the first quarter. It's going to go to Watson. He likes to flirt with that sideline, man. He gets all the way out there. Now he's going to have it thrown away, and he gets sat on practically. And now, how is that not a jump ball or travel or something?
I was thinking the same thing. You know, these guys are really letting them play, you know, but it's early, and the refs, you know, don't have their game going on just like the players.
Coates was looking for Kazmarek, couldn't get it to him. Mainland has it down low. He has it stripped away by, I think they're going to call that on Stevenson. We'll wait and see what Wyatt McGrew calls. It is on number 11, Nick Stevenson. I forgot I even had a scoreboard. It's been so long since we weren't even using it. There's 2 fouls on the Tigers. Down low, and there's going to be called for a travel. He did, lost it. Can't even see. Is that Case down there?
Hayden
Case?
That was Hayden Case.
He drove in and then kind of lost the ball and took a couple stutter steps and gets called for the travel. So we're at the 5:24 mark now, and still no score here at Bushnell Prairie City High School. Coates is going to have it for the Tigers. Near side it comes to Cooper. His 3 is off, no good. The ball hits the floor. That's how you know you box out well, right? Now here's Watson. He pulls up, and he's going to miss the shot, but he's going to be fouled. Well, I'm not real sure why he didn't go right to the rack and take that up. He thought that he had to wait, but
I thought he just had to clean layup.
I did too.
But, you know, when you're 16, 17 years old, you're going to draw that foul and make it so you can get the 3-point. Old-fashioned 3-point.
Foul is on number 32, Hank Alvey. His first, team's third. Free throw is no good for Connor Watson. We still have no score. 5:06 remaining in the first quarter. And really there ain't been a lot of shots. I mean, it's been pretty slow-paced and not a lot of good looks.
Well, being in the coaching ranks for 30-some-odd years, I can exactly tell you why. They didn't have school today. Anytime you don't have school, your teams I've coached, and it didn't matter what it was, usually came out flat.
And it's going to go off of Coates, out of bounds. So it is 1-0, 3 fouls to none. There's been more, you know, if you tell most coaches that 3 minutes and 15 seconds into a game you're going to have more fouls than points, you're not going to be happy, are you?
No. Sure.
There's a 3 on the way from Kerr, no good. Mainland with another offensive rebound, can't get that one to go. And finally, the second putback is good, and the first bucket of the contest comes at the 4:32 mark with Caden Mainland getting the bucket, and the Bombers lead 3-0. Stevenson on the dribble now. He's picked up out there by Ham, and his pass is nowhere near where it was supposed to go. Kerr had it. Ham's going to go right to the rack, and his layup is good. And it is 5-0. The Bombers with the lead now. 4:06 to go. And now things are falling apart a little bit for the Tigers as the Bombers defense is taking control. Now the shot, the 3 from Watson was no good. It's tipped around. And then it is going to be
mask timeout, I would say.
It is a mask timeout, but I think it's going to be orange basketball. That's what one of the officials called first, and the other official came in and announced that it was a mask timeout. I don't think that I mean, I really didn't think that Cooper got to it. He tried to grab it and couldn't quite get there.
I don't know if he got it or not. I thought he got to the official, and the ball, and it was all there together.
Yeah, I would think that official right there would know whether he touched it or not, but we're going to have some conversation anyway. This game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers and MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell, Macomb provide expert help to Spartans, Cyclones, and, of course, Bomber athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. And if you're looking for a new job or want to make a new career, the place to look is Yetter Farm Equipment with facilities in Colchester and Macomb. Yetter is an agricultural equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930 and is currently hiring. Of course, everybody is right now, it seems like, aren't they?
Yeah.
Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting hourly wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at yetterco.com/careers. Jack Duncan and Jonathan Jeter checking in for the Bombers, and Jack Duncan off the bench was really a spark plug for this team on Monday night. So it is going to be Illini Bluffs basketball. Stevenson with it. He's going to come. He's guarded by Watson. Coates on the dribble and going to call him for a charge.
Boy, that was...
It's Coates' first, team's fourth. And I'll tell you what, that's one of those deals where he was a little out of control, and that's probably what got it for him. Watson was obviously not set, but if you know the rule, you don't have to be set per se, but he was so out of control going down there. That's what got him that foul, I would believe. Jonathan Jeter with it now out to Ham. Ham for three, left wing. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Mainland is really dominating the glass right now. He's had about 5 offensive rebounds, but has only got 1 offensive putback to count for. That one he lost out of bounds.
I will tell you, he is a player. He plays hard.
Stevenson now picked up by Watson, as I was told that you'd expect to see some full court pressure, and you've seen some already. Now Alvey turn around, his shot's off no good, and then Jack Duncan a little clearing of Kazmarek, and he gets the rebound, and it goes back the other way. It is still only 5-0. 2:53 to go here in the first quarter. And they're going to call Jack Duncan for a block. That'll be the first foul for the Bombers of the day, but it's going to go against number 0. Zero's not really a number, I suppose, right? Isn't that the argument mathematicians always make? 0 isn't really a number?
I always thought 0 was a number.
I thought so too, but I don't know. Maybe somebody wants to chime in and let us know. Jeff Watson is watching from Williamsville, Illinois. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. Appreciate it, and you're welcome. And into the game is number 10, Chris Finn, and he's having all kinds of trouble with Connor Watson. He's just going to lob it across. Jack Duncan's going to steal it. It's going to go back to Watson. Watson now is going to be partially blocked by Finn. Mainland's there again, and he missed that one. And that time it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Coates. And this is really kind of just chaotic, isn't it?
Yes, very chaotic.
This was not what the Bombers looked like on Monday night. They were so much more calm and running offense and taking care of the ball. There's a three, and how is that not a foul? Holy smokes. Kazmarek just pushed Watson all the way to the sideline. He did get the three, though, did Watson. Now he's going to get another layup because Kazmarek should have been called for the foul. And we're going to take a full timeout charged to Illini Bluffs, and I'll get the scoreboard caught up there. We'll take a break as well here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH and be back right after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. 10-0, just about that fast. And Connor Watson was taken out of the play, boarded. If we were playing hockey, I think Kazmarek might have got a boarding penalty.
Yeah.
He took him all the way to the bleachers.
They were in the first row. You know, it was a good thing that this wasn't a regional or sectional game when this place is packed like it was, or he'd have been sitting on somebody's lap. But yeah, you got to give Connor a lot of credit for he gave him a little shove, a little kick, but it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and he came right back and made a good layup with a pump fake too. Now they're going to get, I think Jeter. We'll wait and see. It is Jeter's going to get called for the foul. His first, team's second. Four fouls to two, and Illini Bluffs still not scored in this contest. They trail 10-0. 2:05 remaining. Chris Finn is just being harassed by Watson, and that is not a matchup that works in favor of Illini Bluffs. Now Alvey's going to do a reverse layup. Hank Alvey gets the Tigers' first 2 points, and it's 10-2 with 140, about 150s when that score came for the Tigers. So it's a long drought. See if they can turn things around. Ham drives. He's fouled by Finn, and it's going to go off the side of the rim. He'll get 2 free throws. I do believe they'll give it to Finn. It is on Finn. I tell you what, I've said that on numerous times this week, especially Monday night, thinking who the foul was on, and they called it on somebody that I didn't even see in the area.
You got to remember.
So
it's still early in the year.
So it must be. I mean, I don't see real well anyway, but there's Ham's first free throw is good. 11-2, 1:38 remaining here in the first quarter.
You'll be able to make that call from up here, in January and February.
Well, I don't. No, well, here's the deal. I made the call. I just didn't know who to make it on. Does that count for anything? If you make the call but don't know who to call it on, does that still count?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it does.
Okay.
Somebody's going to get it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. There's Coates taking it down the far side. He's going to lose it. Kicked around, picked up by Watson. And he has Ian Case, and he's going to be fouled by Alvey, I think. We'll wait and see for official. It is on number 32. Hank Alvey picks up his second, team sixth. That means the Bombers will be in the bonus from here on out. 2 shots coming for Connor Watson. 12-2, his team leads. Make it 13-2 after the made free throw. And another one coming for the junior from Macomb. That one's in and out and falls off the rim. Alvey with the rebound. Stevenson with it now. 13-2 is the score. It goes to Kazmarek. And Duncan and Alvey are going at it down low. Long three off, no good. Alvey had it. Duncan takes it away. Now they're going to be all over each other again. You can tell these kids are inexperienced, but, man, they are not afraid to fight, are they?
No. Illini Bluffs, young team, but, boy, they get after it. Very physical.
So it's going to be Ham with it. Took one dribble. That's not a good place to pick up the ball with one dribble. 48 seconds remaining. Duncan with it. Now back to Ham. It goes to Ian Case, and that's a kick. Who is that down there? Number 24, Josh Vaughn.
Yes.
Couldn't see the number he was setting down there. First time we've called his name tonight.
It'll be 22.
Or it was 22?
Yeah, Toby Cooper.
Okay, it was Toby Cooper. Duncan, Ham, 41 seconds remaining. Into Jeter, out to Watson. He looks at the three, doesn't take it. Now he's going to go to Duncan. Duncan's going to drive, back it out to Ham. 33, a long three from Ham, and it's going to be Coates with the rebound and back the other way for the Tigers. 25 seconds remaining. And Jeter's going to pick up his second foul. It's going to be way early. It's on the floor. That's his second, I believe, isn't it? Derek Jeter or Derek? Jonathan Jeter.
Yes.
Be out of bounds.
Got Nolan Kerr checking into the ball game.
He's checking back in, replacing Jeter. Coates is inbounding here to Alvey. Alvey from about 14 feet looks, doesn't take it. Now it's going to go to Kazmierek. Kazmierek gets the bucket to fall. And it's 13-4. 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Is it still really the first quarter?
Yes. This last minute has lasted a long time.
Duncan's turnaround jumper's off, no good. And that's how it's going to end. That shot is no good.
And
that
he
is
makes
no
it.
good, but he did make it, but it is all, as they say, for naught. We'll take a break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
And welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. 13-4 at the end of the first quarter. So we're going to move things to the second quarter. So I guess considering how things went in that quarter, Kelly, you're only down by 9. I guess it could have been a whole lot worse.
That's a 3-possession ball game.
Yeah, that could have been a whole lot worse, right?
Yeah, it could have been a whole lot worse. And you know, Macomb missed some easy shots early, and you know, so did Illini Bluffs. But you know, the thing that I'm impressed with Illini Bluffs is their physicality.
Yeah, they're not afraid. They're a little 1-2-2 zone now. They were playing man in the first half or first quarter, weren't they?
Yeah.
3 on the way is an air ball from Watson, picked up by Mainland. He's going to throw it off of Alvey. Out of bounds. It'll be Macomb basketball, and the Bombers have really dominated the glass, even though they're not bigger. But Mainland is just controlling things down low.
Mainland does an excellent job. You know, I've watched Caden play, you know, all 4 years, and he does a nice job playing underneath there.
Now Ham with it, way outside. Down the corner it goes to Kerr. Skips it across to Mainland, out to Watson. Down to Hayden Case. Now it's going to go out to Ham for 3. Got part of the hand. I don't think he got the ball, but he did get the hand on the follow-through. And now Coates is going to push it back the other way. Spins, and Euro steps it for the layup. So it's 13-6, and this game is far from over. The Bombers need to have a little more success on the offensive end. Their defense had been pretty good, but if they start struggling offensively, this Illini Bluffs team has had looks. They just haven't got anything to fall. Watson for 3. It's off the rim, no good. Now Kazmierek with the rebound, and he's going to give it to Coates and go back the other way, and a chance to make it a 2-possession game now. Alvey with it, backs it out, gives it back to Coates. Stevenson with it. Stevenson is the only senior playing right now. Down to Kazmierek. It goes, I thought it was going to go off his foot, but they're going to call Hayden Case, I believe, for the foul. We'll wait for official word on that, but I do believe that's who's going to get it.
Yeah.
It is going to be Hayden Case.
Had to whistle for it, rolled off his foot.
His first, team's 4th. And they're waiting for Coates to tie a shoe here. Can't see that on camera, but he was tying his shoe off camera. So he comes walking back in. And now need a new mask for Mainland. I don't know whether to say I'm impressed or amazed. These kids have their masks relatively up compared to what I saw the first couple nights. Alvey with it. Stevenson. Back to Coates. He'll look for the 3. It's off, no good. And what are they going to call here?
I think number 11.
Ham's going to get to be the shooter. I just heard him saying point.
Nick Stevenson.
It is. You're right. And as we said, the bonus as they take the long walk the other way. And Chris Finn checks back in, replacing Stevenson. Is that his second for Stevenson?
I think I missed one, but I think it is.
Ham, the front end of a 1-and-1 here. He gets it to fall. So it's 14-6. See, this game is almost exactly different from their West Hancock game. Second one is good as well. It felt like West Hancock was in that game the whole time, even though they fell way behind. Finn is going to be wide open, and he's going to miss the layup. They felt like they were right in the game, and West Hancock ended up being down by 20. Tonight, it feels like the Bombers should be 25 points ahead, and they're only up by 9.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Mainland for 3. He starts doing that. Illini Bluffs will be in some serious trouble. Coates goes right to the rack, and his layup is good. So it's a 10-point game, 18-8 now, 5:48 to go in the first half. Over to Ham it goes. The 1-2-2 has slowed the offense down a little bit.
Yes,
for the
it
Bombers.
has. And actually, Illini Bluffs is playing pretty good defense.
Yeah, they are. They played man in the first quarter and came out and playing a little 1-2-2 here in the second, and it's really kind of worked for them, other than Mainland hitting the 3. And now they're going to call Hayden Case for his second foul. That'll be team's 5th. Checking in for the Tigers, number 24, Josh Vaughn. It's going to be Cooper to inbound it. Finn with it. He's going to go to Coates, down to Kazmarek. Out to, that is Cooper for 3. And it's 18-11, a 7-point game. Into Hayden Case it goes. His bank shot is good from the left block.
Nice move by Hayden Case.
20-11 is the score now. 4:50 to go in the first half. Goes off of excuse me, that's not Coates, it's Cooper, Toby Cooper. Through his hands. Jack Duncan's going to replace Mainland. Now with 4:46 to go, the Bombers have the basketball, lead 20-11. This quarter has been, actually, I guess the whole game, the Bombers have never really been able to run away. They've slowly kind of opened a lead, but they've never really had big runs.
And Illini Bluffs just hanging on.
Now they're back to the man-to-man, though. The shot by Watson was partially blocked. Now Ham with it after Duncan came up with it. Boy, they are doing a lot of hand checking, aren't they?
Yes.
Now Coates is going to have it, going back the other way. Watson steals it away as Coates lost it. And a timeout's going to be called by the Bombers. Their first timeout. That'll leave both teams with 4 timeouts. This game being brought to you by Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to Community News Brief's weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. And the McDonough Telephone Cooperative. This game stream made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check out your availability. 30-second timeout, saving the ball there. And really it seems like, Kelly, that this is a game where every possession is going to count.
Yeah. Steven Stufflebeam's checked in for the Bombers.
His first day. He played a lot on Monday night. First time we've seen him tonight, though. 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. That 1-2-2 is kind of sucked in a little bit now. They went to the man-to-man at that one possession.
Yeah.
Now back to the 1-2-2.
I think they're probably mixing it up a little bit to, make Macomb possibly switch up some offenses.
Aiden Overton checks in for Illini Bluffs as Coates takes a seat. Inbounded to Stufflebeam in the back court, and he'll kind of take over the point guard for a second there. Ham has it down in the left corner into Duncan. Duncan's going to get called for a travel, and then Alvey's going to block the shot anyway.
Alvey's a big kid.
He is. I don't know what he's listed at, but he's got to be 6'4", doesn't he?
Oh, I think 6'6" anyway.
You think he is 6'6"?
Yeah.
I used to be able to gauge that by how I stood to people, but I've shrunk so much and been over so much I don't know how tall I am anymore.
Well, Cade Mainland's 6'1", 6'2", I think.
Alvey's shot, fadeaway jumper over Mainland as off the front of the rim. That's why you don't shoot the fadeaway jumper, right? Ham with it, 3:16 remaining. Mainland, Stufflebeam. Ham with it, back to Stufflebeam. Bombers willing. Well, Ham's not. He's going to take a long three. Man, that's like an NBA three.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I said, that's NBA range 3 right there.
Holy smokes. I was just getting ready to say they're content with taking some time off, and then Ham lofts one from about 20 feet or 22 feet. And Alvey lofts one of his own, but it didn't go in. Now Mainland on an outlet from Stufflebeam. His left-handed layup's off, no good. Duncan is down there, and the foul's going to be called on Chris Finn, who kind of put a two-hand push in the back of Duncan after he got the layup. And Duncan's going to be shooting 2 for the Bombers. Team foul number 8 for Illini Bluffs.
And that was on Chris Finn.
It was, number 10. That's right, his first?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Duncan misses the first one. 23-11 is the score. 2:40 remaining in the first half. Stevenson checks back in. He's going to send Overton off. Coach checks back in as well, and he's going to send Vaughn off. So.
And Hunter Wilson checked in for the Bombers.
Number 12, he did play some on Monday night as well. Hit a 3 if my memory serves me correctly. Duncan hits the second one, and it is 24-11. Up to a 13-point lead, the largest lead of the game for the Bombers. 2:30 to go here in the first half. Finn picks up the dribble. He's going to go right side to Cooper, Toby Cooper.
His second 3.
Hits the 3. Actually, that was a 2.
It was a 2?
It was a 2. They only gave him a 2. At least the scoreboard only gave him a 2. I didn't see any arms go up, but I looked down at the screen real quick, so we'll take the scoreboard to be right. Mainland, another look at a 3. It's bounced around. Jeter finally comes up with it, goes out to Wilson. Now Ham's got it. He's feeling it, and he's hitting it. Connor Ham, another tray, and it's 27-13. And now Stevenson can't hold on to the pass from Coates. It goes out of bounds, and Kazmarek's going to check back in for the Illini Bluffs Tigers.
And Hank Alvey will be taking a seat.
1:44 to go in the first half. It's 27-13, and it really doesn't feel that close, but the Bombers have never been able to run away.
No, you're absolutely right. A couple threes, and they're right back in it.
Not if he keeps hitting those, but he missed that one, did Ham.
He was NBA range again.
Yeah. Oh, Coates, a nice spin move, but he just can't finish. Now an outlet to Duncan. Reverse layup is good for Jack Duncan. And I said they hadn't really been able to run away. A jump ball is going to be called. It will be Illini Bluffs basketball. As I said, they hadn't really ran away. They're kind of putting the throttle down a little bit now.
It's getting there. You know, Macomb's starting to play a little bit quick right now.
Yeah, I don't think Illini Bluffs wants to play the quick game with the Bombers. Kazmarek with it. He's going to give it back to Toby Cooper. 1:10 remaining here in the – and Ham's going to pick up a foul for the Bombers. That'll be team foul number 6. It's his first. So the Tigers, if they get to the free throw, get another foul from the Bombers, will be at the charity stripe as well. First time in 4 games, I think. It was on Ham, his first, team's 6.
Yep, I got it.
Ian Case checks in and Hayden Case checks in.
It's like Connor Watson's on the sideline getting his ankle taped up. Must have tweaked it a little bit.
So Stevenson with it now. That would be the reason why Stufflebeam is in, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Finn out to Toby Cooper for 3. That's his second or third? All right, it's his second 3.
Second 3.
The other one was just barely a 2.
Yep.
29-16 as the offense has come alive a little bit here for both teams. Ham is going to drive and going to be fouled by Stevenson. That'd be 3 on Stevenson, if that's who they call it on.
It's his third.
It is on Stevenson, I do believe. Ham did not make the bucket, so he'll be shooting 2 here with 38.7 seconds left. Man, as a coach, those are the kind of fouls that just eat you alive, aren't they?
Yes.
With 38 seconds left, and Ham hits the first one. $14-point advantage for the Bombers now. Here as we work towards the end of the first half of play. Second one rattles in and out. Kazmarek comes down with the rebound. He gets it out to Coates. It goes back the other way. Coates is going to try and drive as Kerr leans all over him. Picks up his dribble. Nice back cut by Cooper, and he's going to be fouled by Ham. Ham is going to pick up his second foul, and the Bombers pick up their 7th. And it'll be 2 shots for number 22, Toby Cooper, who has kind of been the spark plug here for the scoring, at least for the Tigers. His first one is good. Is that the first free throws they've shot?
Yes.
Steven Stufflebeam checking back in, replacing Ham. And number 2, Aiden Overton, in for the Tigers. 24.6 seconds left here in the first half. Cooper hits the second one as well. 30-19. Ian Case with it. Stufflebeam now, top of the key. 12 seconds. Over to Kerr it goes. Into Ian Case, out to Stufflebeam. 5 seconds remaining. Hayden Case has it, goes to the baseline, puts up the shot. It's off, no good. Rebound by Wilson. Gets the bucket to fall at the end of the first half of play. That'll make the score 32. And Illini Bluffs 18. We'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH and be back to talk about some stats right after this.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School as Kelly is taking a drink of water. We haven't even talked about popcorn yet.
I got some pretty good tonight.
It makes the gym smell like basketball, doesn't it?
You know, I've been to a lot of gymnasiums across a lot of states, and the Bushnell popcorn, it's in the top 5 right there. Might be top 3.
You know, when I saw for volleyball season that they were popping popcorn in here, you were the first person I thought of.
Well, I will tell you, last year I was so disappointed because there wasn't no popcorn.
Yeah, well, we do have popcorn back here at Bushnell Prairie City. 32-18, a 14-point advantage for the Bombers over Illini Bluffs. Kelly, I don't know if you were able to get any stats added up.
I got them here. Jack Duncan had 3 points. Connor Watson had 7, and Connor had all 7 of those in the first quarter. Connor Ham ended up with, he had 12, and Hunter Wilson had 2. Cade Mainland had 5, and Hayden Case had 2.
And Illini Bluffs didn't have a whole lot of people scoring points for them. It was a lot less on the old scoreboard for Illini Bluffs. But all their action came for the most part in the second quarter, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah, they had, Brandon Coates had 4. Toby Cooper ended up with 10, and Hank Alvey had 2, and Kazmarek had 2. And Alvey and Kazmarek, both of their 2 points were in first quarter.
And that was the only 4 points they scored in that quarter.
Yes.
So wasn't a very good offensive output. And we talked about this. It really felt like Macomb was really dominating the game, but they were never able to really blow the game open. I mean, yeah, they're up by 14, but a couple threes, and this game's a game again.
Yeah, it's just like they were going through the motions. Awful slow, very slow. And then there towards the end of the second quarter really picked up the pace. And if you've watched Jeremy Anderson's team play through the years, you don't see an up and down. It's more methodical. We're going to beat you defensively. We're going to win 32-25. I mean, those are his type of games. And this group of athletes that he's got, it looks like that. Hey, they could pick it up and have a track meet out there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened when both teams started scoring. The Bombers opened up the lead a little bit more, thanks in large part to that. But Ham was the one that Connor Ham was kind of the one that spark plugged that with a couple threes. He hit a couple free throws, then a couple threes from NBA range, really, and he was feeling it, and it kind of got the spark going, I think.
Yeah, it really did, and he's way out there. He's in the 3-point range. Whereas a basketball coach, when he lets that thing fly, you're saying no, no, no. And when it goes in the hole, you're saying, yeah, do her again.
Yeah.
But, he's really out there. But, hey, as long as they're not guarding him and they're going in, shoot them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Illini Bluffs, you hear Illini Bluffs coming to this tournament, you expect a really good, polished basketball team. Not a lot of seniors, which kind of takes that polish off a little bit. But they've got some really good young kids. I mean, Brandon Coach is a junior, but Toby Cooper's a freshman. Hank Alvey's a sophomore. Ben Kazmarek's a sophomore. Nick Stevenson is the only senior that started. And so you're starting a freshman, 2 sophomores, a junior, and 1 senior. Devin White, who started last night, would want to tell everybody, if you saw him take the hard fall during the game against West Prairie last night, he is out for a couple weeks. Coach told us a bone bruise is what it looks like. So nothing as far as ligament damage, which is a really good thing. But if you've had a bone bruise, I had one. They are, of all the things I've ever have hurt me, a bone bruise is the absolute worst.
Well, they've only got 4 upperclassmen on their roster, 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and the rest are sophomore and freshmen. So, they're a very young squad, and like I said, and we talked about how physical they were. I mean, nobody was pushed. I mean, they were pushing and shoving, and they wasn't taking anything, from the Macomb kids, you know. And early in the game, the officials were really letting it go. And, second quarter, they kind of started tightening it back up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that it's a good thing to see if you're an Illini Bluffs fan, to see your team have that kind of mentality, because as they go through the year, they're going to get more experience against varsity kids, and they're going to get stronger, and they're going to get bigger. And this team, I don't know what they'll be like by the end of this year, but next year and the year after,
they're going to be real good.
They're going to be real good. So if they stay in this tournament, which I think they will, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You see the Spartans out on the floor taking a little practice right now. And as a coach, did you like this or hate this?
Hated it.
I always wondered about, I was kind of the same way. I did it a few times when I was playing at different things and never seemed to help me.
But, I don't, and one of the reasons why is when you look out there, you got guys out there that are they players or not? And they're in their street shoes. And nobody's sweeping the floor.
Right.
And I come from the old school where, you always had you had your basketball shoes or your PE shoes and
street shoes.
And today they just wear street shoes and they're all over the floor. And that's one of the reasons why floors seem to be a little bit slick is because they put the polyurethane on. Some schools do it every year, redo the floor every year because they're so tore up from
street shoes. Yeah, this is a brand new floor. I mean, essentially it's a couple years old, so it is a very nice floor. Of course, it got damaged because of a little bit of water in the gym. But
I remember that. And I will tell you, if I was Coach Snyder, I'd probably been out there saying, "Hey, get off there! You got street shoes on. Get off that floor." And it wouldn't make any difference where they were from. I'd be on them.
Or who you were.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
This game being brought to you by Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope. Open April through October. That means they're closed right now. But they have all your fresh produce needs in the spring, summer, and fall. Be sure to follow them on Facebook for updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. And Bushnell Banking Center. Bushnell Banking Center, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services. For all of your banking needs, come visit a bank-friendly service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck to all the area teams. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. And Webb Family Farms. Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all athletes good luck this season. And M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 41 West Main Street or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at mbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. So 25 seconds, what do you see these two teams changing at halftime?
Well, the big thing is I think Macomb's going to pick up the pace a little bit. And, I would try to just run them right out of the gym because I think Macomb can do that. And you saw the fast breaks that Macomb had early. And, put the press on early and try to get 10, 15 points up, and then you can kind of coast into the fourth quarter and, play a lot of kids and rest your starters.
So here we go, getting ready to start the third quarter of play. 4 timeouts apiece for these two teams. I would imagine, Kelly, if the score stays the way it is, probably won't use a lot of those timeouts, but we'll see what Illini Bluffs is able to do here. Watson and the Bombers have the ball to start the second half. Kerr with it on the far side as the starters are back on the floor for the Bombers. 1-2-2 for the Tigers. And Cooper sagged so far, that's almost like a 3-2, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it may actually be a 3-2 in all honesty. Watson with it far side. Hayden Case comes out with it. Now Kerr left wing. This definitely slows the progress of the Bombers down against this zone, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
You were talking about wanting them to run, and then this prevents the high-tempo offense from getting going. The Bombers have had this for right now 1 minute. 1 minute the Bombers have had this and have not taken a shot. Not a foul has been called. They've just passed it pretty much. I don't even know if it's been inside the three-point line, has it?
No. Had one cross-court pass.
And that was temporarily inside the three-point line, but Ham brought it right back out. I guess when you're up by 14, you don't need to force the issue, right?
No.
Oh, and Mainland was wide open, but he couldn't get him the ball. Now he's trapped, tipped. Mainland's going to come back with it. And Macomb's going to set the offense up again. They've had it for 90 seconds to open the second half. Goes to Mainland, out to Ham. Ham's going to drive now, pull up, jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Kerr had it in his hand but couldn't control it. And after all that, Illini Bluffs goes back the other way. Kazmarek from Coates, and Kazmarek couldn't finish, and that was an easy look. And when you're down by 14 to the Bombers, you can't let that happen, can you?
No. That bunny should have been made.
Ham with it. He looks at the three, didn't take it that time. Watson with it again. Backs it back out. He's getting double teamed. Now Ham to Mainland. Mainland to the rack, and it's good. First 2 points come at the 5:46 mark of the third quarter here for the Bombers, and it's 34-18. And that trapping zone would probably, and there's a backdoor cut on a nice pass from Stevenson to Alvey. But I was going to say, if you start trapping this Bomber offense, I think that's not something that's going to work well for Illini Bluffs.
No, it's going to leave somebody open, and Macomb's going to find that open man.
And now they went back to the man-to-man here as Kerr's going to drive, goes to the hoop, and he, for some reason, did a reverse layup, and Alvey blocked it. He had a chance to get it up to the rim from the left side, but tried to do the reverse. Now Coates is going to drive. It's stripped away by Hayden Case, picked up by Kerr. Now Watson is going to get it out to Hayden Case. He's going to come out to Ham, and Ham's going to slow things down. Now he's going to, and a technical foul is going to be called on the bench.
Technical foul charge to the Tiger bench. That is the first team foul.
A technical foul called on Illini Bluffs. And Coach over there saying, I was talking to my guys on the bench. Coach Vass not happy with that technical. Ham's going to be shooting the free throws, and he makes the first one. It's funny if camera's not on him, but a couple different pairs, both free throws made. A couple different pairs of players from each team talking to each other there. So Mainland was talking to Cooper, I think, and it was funny how they were mingling amongst each other there. A lot of times you see them segregate, but that time they were just mingling together and talking. 36-20, 4:53, and it is quiet in here.
Yeah, you know, the biggest thing is today, all the traveling basketball and traveling baseball, these kids play against one another all, so they get to know one another.
Mainland to Watson. He uses every inch of the floor, and Watson's running floater is off, no good. Coates has the rebound. He's going to throw it out to Kazmarek. And Kazmarek, another layup, and that time he got it to fall. Coates gets the assist. It's 36-22. Watson's going to drive, throws it up, and somehow got it to fall. As you can tell by Kelly's reaction, that was like an up and under and up kind of move, as he had three guys all taller than him trying to block it, and somehow he got it over the top. That thing went straight up in the air and straight down. And now Hayden Case is going to pick up a foul, I do believe. He will.
Big thing is he stayed with it. Got to give him credit on that.
Jack Duncan and Jonathan Jeter checking in for the Bombers. And we'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and be back right after this.
I became a nurse practitioner because I wanted to do more, I wanted to learn more, actually have more hands-on individually with patients. The rewarding part for me is that I get to come to work and learn something new every single day.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Spartan Tip-Off Classic. Illini Bluffs trails the Macomb High Bombers 38-22. And the lead hasn't opened up much, but it seems like that feel of the Bombers just being in control, maybe it seems like it's even taken a little more control now.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. And it's just, the spread, we score, they score. It's just like matching buckets, but we're still, got that spread that we had early.
Yeah, and, the technical foul on the bench affects things a little bit if you're Illini Bluffs, but does it really? I mean, what if you get told to sit down, how much does that change things for you as a coach?
It really doesn't change that much. The big thing is that sometimes that technical foul in a heated game gets your players that much more jacked up, and a lot of times and you don't see it as much as what you used to, but the enthusiasm of the coach sometimes carries over to the players, and you got to keep that rolling. But I think that one on Coach Vass was just I don't know what he said.
He said he was talking to his bench. I heard him say that. Cooper for three. It's off, no good. Mainland with the rebound. 122 gets the shot, and the other 22 gets the rebound. Jack Duncan with it. Watson far side. 3:33 remaining in the third quarter. Jack Duncan now to Jeter. Jeter up top to Mainland. Watson now. 3:18 remaining. They had the ball for 1 minute and 36 seconds at the start of this quarter, and never until about the minute 30 mark into it, they didn't even go inside the three-point line. Jeter's runner is good.
Nice move by Jeter.
Little jab step to the right, drive to the left, and got the easy bucket. 40-32 is the score. 40-22, not 32, excuse me. Did I say 32?
Yeah.
Thought I did after I said it. Now tipped around. Duncan's going to come up with it. It's going to get out to Jeter, and Jeter's layup is good. That's what the Illini Bluffs Tigers cannot have happen. That's still 10 seconds. They got to get that across. That had to be getting close, didn't it? The ball never crossed.
Yeah.
So as long as the ball doesn't cross, you're okay. But it was
close.
It was really close. There's a three. Cooper gets his own rebound. His putback's missed again. Mainland comes down with it. Ripped it away from Duncan and a whole bunch of other orange jerseys as well. He's going to get it out to Jeter. He's going to go to Watson. Watson's wide open for three. He'll take it. It bounces high off the rim. Alvey with the rebound. Alvey looks at his finger like maybe he jammed a finger there. Coates is going to drive and gets a little Euro step action going on there.
Yeah.
1:45 remaining in the third quarter. He is fluid, though, isn't he?
Yes, yes. Very nice move. And he is one of the juniors.
There's Ham's shot off, no good. Coach with the rebound. Outlets it to Stevenson. And they're going to say that Ham touched it. Ham just looked at the official, but being the good student and athlete that he is, he just looked and turned around and walked away. So I'm going to guess that he does not think he touched it. I mean, I don't know for sure.
Or maybe he was going to try to plead his case and then,
Yeah, not worth it. Either way, he did the right thing. He turned around and didn't say anything.
Or maybe he did touch it and he was going to try to plead his case and he didn't.
Yeah. He's like, I'm up by 18. I think I'm just going to let it go. End of the ball game for Illini Bluffs. This is Jaden Washington. And now Ian Case, I think, is going to pick up the foul on Alvey.
And he may have thought, you know what, that's the same official that gave that technical. I just better turn around and walk away.
That could be it too. We're giving you. He's doing an awful lot of thinking.
Yeah.
In that split second. Now Alvey on the inbound gets the bucket to fall. Hank Alvey.
Alvey's a nice player.
He is. There's several good players on this team. They're just young. They're going to be tough next year. I'm telling you what. They might be tough by the end of this year as they grow a little more and get a little more.
Get some game experience.
Against varsity players. Mm-hmm. Washington's going to get a hand check call. He was trying to guard Jack Duncan. That's his first.
And he's only a freshman.
Yeah, Toby Cooper's a freshman. Washington's a freshman. Devin White, who got hurt, or would be playing tonight, is a freshman. I mean, they're young, really young. Be interesting to see this same tournament at the end of the year, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Ian Case dumps it out to Wilson, and Wilson stepped on the sideline trying to save it. That was all on Ian, not on Hunter.
Yeah. Not a very good pass.
No. So we're down to a 16-point game now with 34 seconds. It was 20. 6-0 run here, or 4-0 run, I should say, for the Bluffs Taggers. And then Coach loses it. Ian Case comes up with it. He loses it to Alvey. And Alvey is going to be fouled by Hunter Wilson. Unofficially team's third.
Now, Illini Bluffs are a 1A school, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Skipping it all the way across to Alvey. Gives it to Coates. 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And they're going to call Washington for the hold. They call it a charge because it's offensive, but he set the pick and wrapped both arms around. You know, that's going to get you a call 9 times out of 10, isn't it?
He won't do that later on in the year, though.
No, he won't. No, he won't. You're right. Kazmarek nearly steals it away. Hunter Wilson throws one up, and that's how the quarter will end on a 4-0 run. Dang, that was close, too.
I was going to say, they got two that go through, and neither one of them going to count.
Oh, this game being brought to you by Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell. For over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank has been serving the local community's needs for personal and business banking as well as home and agricultural lending. It also has a great trust department. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road near or far and also offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. Second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City or call them at 309-775-3333. And Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. Did you know that guy just walked by?
No.
Trying to forget him, I bet, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things I'm wanting to forget.
He's probably trying to forget you, though, too. So
that's okay.
8 minutes to go here in this one. I guess I ought to 3 fouls apiece. Get it to the fourth quarter. Stevenson with it. Alvey is going to drive on Mainland.
Ooh.
And he's going to draw the foul. Going to get 2 free throws. Fouls on Mainland. His first, team's fourth.
You know, with Mainland playing inside and that only being his first foul. As physical as he's been playing all night long.
And the first free throw is good by Hank Alvey. You got to give these kids credit. They aren't just rolling over, are they?
No, they're not.
Second free throw is good as well. And it's down to a 14-point game. There's a lot of time left in this thing. And now Illini Bluffs comes out with a little pressure, and Ham turns it over. You get this to single digits, this is a whole different ball game, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, considering that Macomb has to feel like they've really controlled this game.
It could be there pretty quick.
Yes, it could. Couple turnovers, and it's right there. Illini Bluffs.
Couple threes.
Yep. You got to give these kids a ton of credit. They are working their tail off. Still trying to make the coach is going to look to drive. Dumps it down to Stevenson. Baseline jumper is good. And it's a 12-point game. Jonathan Jeter with it. Hayden Mainland. It's a 1-2-2 trapping press. And a kick by Coates knocks it out of bounds. But the Bombers Now, this is the second game. How much time have you spent working on press break?
Well,
hey, move that up a little bit so people can hear you, would
you? The big thing is you have, you gotta take so many minutes every night to work on it. But the big thing is that as much basketball as these kids play today in the summer leagues and all that stuff, you ought to be able to call whatever play you want or whatever press breaker you want, and they ought to be able to go right to it.
Mainland with it as Coates might have got away with one there. Now Watson's going to drive, and he's going to go to Alvey, and Alvey's going to pick up the foul. Drew the contact, missed the shot, was going to get 2 free throws, 42-30. How many is that on Alvey?
3.
4 team fouls apiece for the 2 teams now. Connor Watson at the free throw line. Hits the first one.
Coming back into the Bombers, 0, Jack Duncan.
Jack Duncan checks in for Hayden Case.
Duncan has been a non-factor, which kind of is surprising tonight. He had really came off the bench to play really well on the other night. I kind of expected him to have more of a active role in this game. And now, what do we... Coach was looking like he thought somebody touched it. I didn't even see anybody around to touch it when I looked over there, but Watson with it. Now to Ham as they try to break the 1-2-1-1 press. Well, that's a long 5. So yeah, that's going to be getting a little too handsy there, and he's going to pick up the foul. Kind of looks like they're trying to rattle them out of their comfort zone a little bit here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good plan or not. It looked like it was working for a few seconds, but now the Bombers have settled down a little bit, it looks like.
Connor Watson's such a good ball handler, though. I mean, you put the ball in his hands, he's going to take care of it.
They've got Cooper guarding him now. Cooper is a freshman. Now Alvey's going to switch to him. Watson has had the ball for about 20 straight seconds now. Yeah, I was going to say, you have to call that, don't you?
Yeah, I would think. He was
it's
all over.
It's going to be
him.
on Toby Cooper. You got to. I don't know that you can say enough about this Illini Bluff squad. A timeout's going to be called on the floor. Charge to Illini Bluffs. We'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH in just a couple minutes.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
I became a nurse practitioner because I wanted to do more, I wanted to learn more, actually have more hands-on individually with patients. The rewarding part for me is that I get to come to work and learn something new every single day.
And we are back here to Bushnell Prairie City High School, 44-30. Illini Bluffs takes the timeout. We're looking at Macomb and their huddle. Coach Anderson, what do you think he's saying right now?
Take care of the basketball, take our time, hit the open shot, and the big thing is you can't have any fouls either, and they go to the line, that can bring you right back into the ball game, and more than likely he's probably saying, hey, let's keep the ball in Connor's hands, and I would say either Connor. I mean, they both do a good job of handling the ball,
and they both shoot free throws well.
Yeah, yep.
So if you have ideal players to keep the ball in their hands, those would be the two, right?
Yeah.
Because you're 6 minutes away. As we were talking off air, it's only a 14-point game. 2 threes or a couple quick baskets by Illini Bluffs, and this is a ball game. But at the same time, if you keep the ball, you're going to get down very quickly now to if it's still a 12-point game, you got to start fouling at the 3 or 4 minute mark if you're going to do that, right?
Yeah, you do. And the big thing is these inbounds plays are so important, picking up a bucket off of them.
Now, if you're the Bombers there, they threw it out to the 10-foot line. They ran a play, nothing there. They throw it out deep. If you're Illini Bluffs and you have it under your basket, you want to score every time like that. You're okay if you're Macomb, right? Get out top and run
because you're ahead. Nice play by Jeter.
Jeter, a little pump fake and then high off the glass. And it's a 16-point game. Coates is going to drive. It's going to fall off the rim. Ham way up there for the rebound. And he had Mainland cutting down the floor, streaking down the floor. Now Mainland with it. He's going to go to the hoop, and it's up and in. And just as we said that, a couple points, a couple buckets, and it's a close game, it works the other way too, doesn't it? Stevenson gets the bucket to fall, though. And it is 48-32. I mean, you want to score quick buckets if you can get them, I suppose, but you don't want to give them up at the other end either, right?
Yep. You don't want to match them.
48-32, and a game that, you know, we were talking about Illini Bluffs having a chance to get right back in. Bombers have 2 quick buckets, and it looks a little more daunting now. But this team has showed the ability to hang on when the Bombers have faltered a little. They've hung, and then they open things back up. Watson's going to dump it out to Jeter. Jeter's going to put up a 3 left side. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Ham will have it. He'll try a 3 now. His shot's off, no good. Jeter with the rebound, back to Mainland. His shot's off, no good. Jeter with another rebound, out to Watson. Watson for 3. It's in. So 3 shots at the 3 and 1-2 before the third 3 finally falls. And it's 51-32. And a whole bunch of players falling down. And you heard somebody say no whistle. I don't know if that was Coach Anderson or Coach Vass or somebody in the stands. But
I think it might have been somebody in the stands.
they went, 2 players went sliding across the floor. And you have to think that there's a little bit of contact there as Kerr checks in, replacing Watson now. 51-32, 4:31 to go. Well, they are waiting, trying to get that good look at the basket. Kelly just couldn't find it, could they?
Yeah, they were.
Now down low it goes. Out top to Cooper. It's off, no good.
Oh.
Yeah, he took a big swat, did
yeah,
Brandon Coates.
Coates came in with the tomahawk chop, didn't he, right across the top.
Yeah. More times than not, that's going to draw a foul, isn't it? Yeah. Whether you hit anything or not.
That's what I was going to say. Whether you hit anything or not, you're going to get called for the foul.
If you're that much bigger than them and you take that long arm with a great big swipe, that's going to get you a foul. And the Bombers are in the bonus. So that means Jonathan Jeter is going to be shooting the 1 in bonus for the Bombers. Oh, we said at the 3 or 4 minute mark, if it was 14, I guess when it's 19, it probably has to come a little earlier, but first one's off, no good. And then it's going to go off of Alvey, thanks to Hayden Case. Hayden Case was the only white jersey there, battling with 2 orange jerseys, and kind of came together, and the 2 orange jerseys knocked it out of bounds off each other. Kerr with it. Jeter. There's Langdon Allen is sitting down there on the bench, by the way. We talked about him at halftime. He has not played tonight, but he is down there. So Mainland with it as the Bombers content now just to run some clock with a 19-point lead. And Ham's going to get called for the push-off and a offensive foul. Team's 5th. So 7-5 on the fouls.
I wondered when he was going to get called for that because he's been doing a lot of it.
He was doing the Michael Jordan push, right?
Yeah.
There's the inbound to Alvey. His jumper is short. Mainland tracks down the ball, gets it out to Jeter. 3:40 remaining. It goes over to Hayden Case. Case is going to drive, puts up the shot. It's off, no good. And, boy, that's kind of just silly right there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's a frustration foul.
That's his 4th foul, team's 6th. So now both teams are going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. It's not 1 in bonus. Everybody was walking down there to give some free throws, and they weren't quite there yet. Need another one. 3:32 remaining. This quarter seems to be taking, well, what are we going to? Oh, now we have to have the mask timeout.
Mask break.
Jake likes to call it the media timeout.
Just because he's involved with the media, he likes all that.
Yeah, he's. I call it the COVID break is what I used to call it.
The CB, COVID break.
Yep. This game being brought to you by Hensley Grain and Rural Bushnell. They have a long family history of taking an active role in Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in 2021, and enjoy I guess it's just like a real basketball season now.
Well, as of now.
For now.
You just don't know what's going to happen. You watch the news and the numbers go up and they say things are going to change and the biggest thing is, and we talked a lot about this last year and so forth, was that it's about the kids. It's not about anything else. It's about the kids. And, how would you like to be an athlete and not get to do it? And really not even an athlete, just a student, whether you don't get to have the plays, you don't get to be in the band, so many things.
Yeah, there's 100 things that kids do on a daily basis that we don't they didn't get to do last year or the year before.
You just want to sit at home and be on the computer all day long and
what's the one thing they say kids do too much today? Sit at home and be on the computer too much. So there's Cooper with it far side. Toby Cooper dumps it out to Washington. He's going to back it back out, picked up by Jeter. Number 13 is into the game. That's Jack Murphy for Illini Bluffs. 3 minutes. Connor Watson with the bucket. Timeout Macomb. Jake's sending text messages when he should be announcing.
Yeah.
Timeout.
Yeah, that was Connor Watson on the score, wasn't
it? It was. 30-second timeout, and that's just to get players in the game, I think. Hunter Wilson checks in. Kerr is in. Ian Case is in. Lindsey May is in. And Steven Stuffelbeam is in for the Bombers. 53-32 is the score. And this now has kind of the feel that the game had, but there early in the fourth quarter it didn't have this. The scoreboard didn't show it, did it?
No, it didn't. It was close. It was 13, 14-point ball game, and they were matching each other for buckets.
So Washington's going to bring it down for Illini Bluffs. 2:52 to go. That is Overton, who is in. Number 24 also in is Josh Vaughn. Overton, the senior, goes to the rack. Shots off, no good. Saved in by Washington. Ian Case tracks it down. Stolen away by Vaughn. And he'll take it back the other way for the Tigers. Now Overton drives the rack again. Shot off, no good again. Stuffelbeam with the rebound, and Overton is going to get the foul. So you can get in the scorebook by fouling, or you can get in the scorebook by scoring. And he's going to get in by fouling, and he's going to give Stuffelbeam a chance to get in the scoreboard or scorebook by free throws. Team 8th. So Steven Stuffelbeam is going to be shooting a 1 and bonus. Barack Ferruzzi in for the Bombers. First free throw for Stuffelbeam is good. Second free throw off, no good. Ball tipped around, picked up by Overton. And he's going to get called for the double dribble as we have 2:19 remaining. .219 remains here in the fourth quarter, and this fourth quarter is suddenly taking a long time.
Yes, it is.
Barack Ferruzzi, number 25, has the basketball. Wilson with it now. And his pass was going for Stuffelbeam. Picked up. Okay, who is that over there? Is that Finn on the floor over there? It was, wasn't it? Had it. It's 54-32. 3 on the way by Overton. So he got on the scoreboard in both ways. 54-35. 1:45 remaining. Wilson with it. Kerr now. Stuffelbeam. 10 guarding 10. There's Lindsay May with it now. Down low it goes. Is that Kerr down there? It is. And Overton's going to pick up a second foul, I do believe. It is a second foul on Overton. Team's ninth. And Nolan Kerr going to shoot one in bonus for the Bombers with 1:27 remaining. First one is no good. Ferruzzi had the rebound and lost it. Number 31, Vance Roberts, is in for Illini Bluffs. Going to come over here to Vaughn. Roberts posting up on May down low. Finn's going to get it over near side to Murphy. Now back up to Vaughn. Long three is off the front of the rim, no good. Ferruzzi up for the rebound. And he's getting slapped and hammered and everything else down there.
Says, I'm just going to take it myself.
And it worked. Well, he's getting hammered again. Holy cannoli. They don't want to stop the clock, do they?
They're just letting them go.
31, Vance Roberts on the foul. That's team foul number 10 for the Tigers. And Lindsay May is going to be at the free throw line shooting 2 in the double bonus. First one's off the back of the rim, no good. 46.3 seconds remaining. And they were really, really letting them play. Second one is good. Finn with it. 37 seconds remaining. Overton's going to try and drive baseline. Throws it off of Lindsay May, out of bounds. Possession to Illini Bluffs with 32.5 seconds remaining.
You know, you got to give Illini Bluffs a lot of credit. They've really stayed in the ball game. I mean, it's a 20-point ball game, but you know,
they haven't.
Basically, they're a JV team out there.
Hunter Wilson with it. Is going to drive, puts up the runner. It's off, no good. Gets his own rebound, and he's hammered. And they're going to call a jump ball rather than a travel, and it'll stay with Macomb. 19 seconds left. Lindsay May with it. Ferruzzi now down to Hunter Wilson, wide open, and he'll get the bucket to fall. 57-35 now the score. Overton, and that's how it's going to end, 57-35, the final. As the Bombers hand the Illini Bluffs Tigers their second defeat of the season. Bombers now 2-0. And Illini Bluffs 0-2 on the season. We'll take a break and be back with Coach Anderson and some stats in just a couple minutes here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. 57-35 the final. The Macomb High Bombers get the win over Illini Bluffs. We're going to get Coach Anderson to come up here and talk to us in a couple minutes. But, Kelly, some stats. You were talking off air there. second and third quarter pretty good for Illini Bluffs. Third and fourth kind of went away. Fourth quarter you kind of throw out because the game got. But the first quarter, that first quarter is different. That's a whole different game, I think.
Yeah, and, they were just a little slow. And, I shouldn't say it's a long bus ride, but it's still probably a 45-minute bus ride over here. But, for the Bombers tonight, Jack Duncan ended up with 3 points. Connor Watson had a good night with leading all scorers with 16. Connor Ham had 14. Stephen Stuffelbeam with 1. Hunter Wilson with 4. Caden Mainland had 9. Lindsey May ended up with 1. Hayden Case had 2. And Jonathan Jeter with 6. And for the Tigers tonight, Aiden Overton had 3. Chris Finn had 4. Devin, nope, he didn't have any. Brandon Coates had 6. Toby Cooper had 10. Hank Alvey had 10. And Ben Kazmarek had 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was ended up being a pretty big win for Macomb, and it seemed like Macomb dominated most of that game. But Illini Bluffs is young, and they would not go away.
Yes, they were just hanging on there. They were like that. They were like that little brother, little sister, just wanting to go with you and just hanging on there,
Wouldn't leave you alone, right?
You're exactly right.
And it's funny because we talked about if, it's 14 points, 6 minutes to go, if they get 2 buckets it's a different ball game, and Coach Anderson takes that timeout. The Bombers come out of that timeout and do exactly what we said if Illini Bluffs did. It's a close game, and the Bombers blew it open, and that was really pretty much the end of it.
They did. And, it's Macomb has a lot of weapons. And, that really the inside game, they really didn't use it. Caden Mainland ends up with 9 points, but 3 of those was on a three-pointer, and the Case boys, as big as they are inside battling, Hayden only ended up with 2 points on the night.
And Ian didn't score at all off the bench. So I'll tell you what, we're going to take our break right now. Coach went down to talk to his team, so we'll go get everything set up for the next contest, and we'll have Coach Anderson on at the start of the BPC broadcast and here in about 4 or 5 minutes. So for Kelly Sears, I'm Dwayne Hewlett, and for Miles on the camera, thanks for joining us for this Macomb 57-35 win over the Tigers of Illini Bluffs. It is BPC and West Prairie up next. Follow that link on our Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.